it's time for another review. What's up, everybody? Thanks once again for tuning into the channel. So today we are going to take a look at Darkwing Duck. Okay, I know it may seem kind of silly for some of you who don't know, maybe too young to know about the shows and everything, and this might be telling a little bit of my age when it comes to this, but I grew up watching Darkwing Duck. Okay, for some of you who don't know what's going on around that time, this happened around the time that Disney was like on a roll with their TV shows. A lot of the shows were based off of the characters that you saw in the movies. So like the famous movie The Jungle Book, the cartoon version, started showing up in a TV show called Tailspin. Then you saw Donald Duck, and then which you heard about Scrooge McDuck. And then all of those shows started coming up, Chip and Dale and stuff like that. And so they started doing other spin-offs with other characters, and one of the characters that was actually one of my favorites is Darkwing Duck, because Darkwing, to me and a lot of other people, Darkwing Duck is almost like a comical version of Batman. And so he was just really, cool. He did some things that were pretty cool, had a bunch of gadgets and things like that, just like Batman would. And every now and then he would screw up too. And so you would see just the comical side of it. And so to see this character now and be able to have it, I gotta say it's really cool to have something like this. So to take a look at the box, you have Darkwing Duck on the front, and that's a cool little photo of him on the side there. And then on the back, it shows you all of the accessories and things that you get, which we're going to take a closer look at. And same thing on the other side. So let's jump right into opening this guy up. I gotta say, man, this is so cool to see something like this. So that's the insert you put in the back, which actually I think it might be pretty cool. You may be able to use that as kind of like a backdrop for the figure. So that's definitely something that we could use. Let's place that there. And on the inside, on the first tray, because there's actually more than one tray. So on the first tray, there's our figure there, and he's actually a pretty good size. So, and I'm glad he's for this size, because one of the things I'm going to attempt to do is actually take some pictures of him with Batman, and that'll be some pretty cool shots. So let's open up and see what kind of, get a closer look at these accessories here. Let's sit this down. And first off, here we have our figure. And that's actually pretty cool. I mean, he's definitely got some articulation down in the legs and the feet there. As you can see, this is a cloth material. And there's actually a wire in the cape. Okay. We got a wire in the cape as well. So that's going to be really good for some photos and whatnot. So yeah, it looks, I like it. It looks really good. So it's pretty simple as far as the design. So I'm not really looking for any, great, huge amounts of detail as far as the figure. Because, I mean, he's supposed to be cartoony. So I'm not trying to look for him to be super realistic as far as how he looks. So as of right now, I'm pretty satisfied with that. Alright, now that we got him out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at all the accessories that he comes with. So the first thing I'll show you is this cool, the big oversized fedora. This is actually a pretty cool piece. And let's see, he actually fits on the head pretty well. So it almost kind of feels like it's a little bit of a magnet to it. I'm not sure. Maybe it's somewhere in the top, or maybe it just fits really well on there. But yeah, it pops right on, and it looks really good as far as the setup and everything. It fits into the head nice. So yeah, that's a cool piece there. You have that. Then the other thing we have is we have his hands, which you can see his hands look pretty good. I mean, there's really not much detail that needs to be put into it, because I mean, it's all white. The one thing I will say is, just from looking at it, it's like some of these hands, they look like they are fingers, and then in other cases they look like feathers, which I'll show you in a moment. So these are just kind of his gesture hands. And let's see, we also have a pair of fists. So they're pretty cool, nice. And that's, again, it look like, you know, regular like fingers, but they're kind of like fat fat looking fingers, like they're covered in the feathers. So you have that. Then you have hands for holding the grapple gun that he comes with, which, as you can see, you can put it in either hand. So, and it's really, as you can see, it's not really much detail when it comes to any of the wrinkles in there, because it's supposed to be kind of thick. And these are the other ones that kind of look like feathers, you know, a little bit as far as the thumbs or whatnot. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, like I said, it's all white. It's not really expecting a whole lot of detail that comes into it. Then you have his grapple gun, which you can add a piece to it. The only thing I'm seeing is like they kind of messed up, like right there. You can see they put a little extra paint in there. So that was one of the little mistakes. But you have the option to put this piece here, which actually, I think, I mean, even though this is a little toy, I think this is a good idea, a good concept to have, because they don't have this in the, like when the Batman figures that Hot Toys puts out. It'd be nice to have something like this. You know, you take your grapple, you put it on the other end here. I may have to mess around with it a little bit, but you put that there, and it actually looks like it's, you know, kind of flying out. So I mean, that's a good thing to have. I mean, it would have been nice if, like, the, you know, Hot Toys figures had put like maybe like a bendy wire or even something like this, because the wire for the Batman actually looks kind of flimsy that they put. But this, I mean, because it's cartoony, you know, they kind of added, made it look like rope. But still, this is a good idea to have something like this. And you also have the option of, you know, not using the rope at all, and then you can kind of just stick it right in there. There's a little hole there, but you can adjust it for that. So if you want to just walk around without it, you can have that. So you have the option of having the rope with the grapple piece. And then you have these pieces here, which show like the different expressions that he has, you know, surprise look. And then this one he has like his mean look. And it's actually pretty simple as far as adjusting the eye. So this piece just comes right off. So basically just kind of mess with it a little bit, but you basically slide that off. You can take the other piece and you slide it right on. And it's just that simple. So the same thing comes with the beak. He has an open mouth here, but you also get one where it's a closed mouth, closed beak. So again, it almost looks like it's not really painted or anything. It almost looks like they just kind of, you know, just a one molded piece, and they just, you know, compress it or whatnot to get it in the beak shape. But again, same thing with simple. You just remove this piece here. Almost looks like a mouth right there. So you remove that, and then you take this piece and slip it in. Let's see, it's pretty simple. And then you have the closed mouth. So yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. The clothing itself, also, just another thing to note, it's actually on a magnet. So you have like this one little shirt that he has underneath, but then you close it right up. That way any kind of adjustment, it just stays there. So, and lastly, he comes with this stand here, which I'm not going to remove it out of the plastic. I mean, I don't really like using stands when it comes to my figures. I mean, I kind of use them, maybe hold them up whenever I'm taking pictures. But for the most part, whenever I have my figures on display, I don't really use stands. It kind of keeps me in practice when it comes to balancing my figures. So I don't ever use these stands. But still, it's a, you know, cool thing to have. It's got his nameplate on there. Again, this looks like just a regular molded piece, and it also looks like it comes with like a little stand, so you can kind of, you know, just position them in different ways and whatnot. So yeah, that's the stand. That's it for all the accessories that he comes with. So let's go ahead and get him into some cool poses and see what we can come up with.